continues to rise on a 7-day average.
Like what? So one thing to keep in mind is that when you look at the TMC data, that is the Texas Medical Center member institution hospitals. That's all the Memorial Hermann hospitals throughout the region. That's all of the Baylor St. Luke's, Houston Methodist hospitals. But it's not all of the hospitals. When you look at the SETRAC data, or just Harris County, we're not seeing the decrease. We're not seeing the drop off. It's kind of leveled off. The rate of increase has slowed quite a bit. So we are seeing some improvement there. And you're asking a really good question for which I don't have a great answer. The virus is spreading, our positivity rate remains high, but the number of people requiring hospitalization seems to have tapered off a little bit. Now there's a couple of things that may be contributing to that. The one that I think is probably got the most validity is that the hospitals are doing a better job of caring for these patients. We're learning about this virus. We're learning what works well. So the length of hospitalization for patients may be getting, in fact, I know it is getting shorter. So as the length of hospitalization gets shorter, we're discharging folks more quickly, making bed space available. And that's how this would reflect in the daily counts, is that if people are going home sooner, they're not staying in the hospitals long, therefore that vacancy is going to come in and to offset. I think, but I can't say for certain, but I believe that that's what we're seeing is happening.
The medical center's hospitalization stats from the last few days seem to be moving in the right direction. What are your thoughts about the latest data?
This is good news. I think that the virus, this is no reason for us to take our foot off the brake, however. That's probably my biggest fear, and Mayor and I have discussed this. My fear is that anytime there's good news, I don't want people misinterpreting that we're winning the battle. Right now, we're kind of at a stalemate, and if we want to win this battle, we need to keep doing everything that we do that we know works. Wear the mask, no large gatherings, wash your hands, etc. Those things work. But right now, the other analogy we said is that, we're driving the school bus. I'll use the school bus analogy, getting to school. We're driving the school bus. We're not accelerating anymore, but we're still going 100 miles an hour, right? This is not the time to take your foot off the brake. There's a curve coming ahead. This is not the time for us to take our foot off the brake. It's working. We need to continue doing what we're doing that's working.
Thank you. The letter that was signed by 97 mayors coming out of Texas. The impact of this virus from an economic point of view is going to be around for 2 to 3 years. So it's not like the impact will leave the end of this year. So cities and counties, local governments are going to be impacted financially, economically by this virus for another 2 to 3 years. And we have to plan accordingly. And so that's one of the things that we've asked the federal government to take into account. The other thing is that we received a number of requests for rental relief. And so we're asking Congress, for example, in their next package to include rental relief also as a part. And so that's important. And then our hotel, hospitality, take those things into account as well. Okay, so let me thank you again. I do want to thank the people in the city of Houston.